Weirdest animal behaviors science can't explain. Why do animals do the strangest things? Things that seem completely illogical and yet are part of nature's weirdest mysteries. From octopuses dreaming with colorful skin to whales becoming guardians, these behaviors baffle even the best scientists. Let's start right away. Colors. Octopus. Dreams of. When an octopus is deep asleep at the bottom of the ocean, its skin starts to flash with different colors and patterns, making it look like a living mood ring. After a while, it turns a pale, ghostly white. Then all of a sudden, dark stripes appear on it. Then it changes to perfectly hiding like a rock that isn't there. Scientists believe that these creatures with 8 arms are just dreaming. They're not shaking like a dog. Instead, they're live streaming their thoughts. Octopuses have thousands of special skin cells on their bodies that change color. These cells are called chromatophores. The octopus can quickly get bigger or smaller like a tiny paint balloon. They use this to hide or sneak up on food when they are awake. However, their skin works even while they sleep. Octopuses sleep in stages just like people do. They're still and pale during quiet sleep. Then every 30 to 40 minutes they go into active sleep, which is like REM sleep for them. They have wild colored skin, their eyes move all over the place, and their arms twitch around. What do they dream about then? Most people think they're remembering their day. If the octopus sees a quick dark color, it could be dreaming about sneaking up on a crab. The light color could mean that they are relaxed after making up a meal. Heidi was recorded by a scientist going through what looked like a whole action movie while she slept. She got darker like she was swimming in open water, and then her skin got bumpy and rough. It's likely that she was thinking about hiding. Even better, she flashed a bright pattern that awake octopuses use to scare off things that want to eat them. It's even stranger that we have no idea what's going on in their minds. They might be working on their camouflage, reviewing old memories, or going on crazy adventures underwater. We can't be sure because we don't have an octopus-to-human dream translation. There's a weird light show in the ocean from these things, and they're not even awake to enjoy it. Number 8. Pufferfish sand art. If you go scuba diving off the coast of Japan, you might see 7-foot circles with complex designs on the ocean floor. Artist is a pufferfish that is 5 inches long. That's all this tiny fish does all day every day for about a week. What's the point of all this work is love. The female pufferfish look at these sand creations. She will lay her eggs in the middle if she likes it. It's also useful that these ideas work. Fine sand is pushed to the middle by the hills and valleys, making a nursery bed. The design also slows down the ocean currents by 25%, which keeps the eggs safe. This fish came up with underwater feng shui. Scientists are still not sure what females are judging size uniformity or the quality of the sand. It takes more work for this fish to impress a date than for most people to write an online dating biography. The worst part is that the water washes it away, so he has to start over. When you build a sandcastle, you know the sea will take it away. But you might get kids instead of tears. 7th ant. Death spirals. This is what it would look like if your GPS told you to turn left over and over again until you were driving in circles. That's what an army ant does. These blind ants find their way by following the ant in front of them's chemical trail. If you put on blindfolds and follow by smell, it's like a conga line. There are many things that could go wrong. If the lead ant gets lost and goes off its own path, it will start going around in a circle following its own scent. The ant in the back follows. After that came the next. Soon, thousands of people will be stuck in that deadly loop. They are going to keep walking until they pass out from exhaustion. It's known as a death cycle by scientists. If one ant makes a small mistake, the whole colony will be in trouble. Nature is telling us that we shouldn't always do what everyone else does. When these ants follow directions, they turn working together into a fatal flaw. When someone says, "Trust the process," make sure that the process isn't going around and around. 6th living sky art. At dusk, thousands of birds move together as if they had the same brain, making a murmuration. Nature is like a flash mob making forms that would make a CGI artist green with envy. First, it was a big donut, then a tornado, and now it's an abstract picture. But now comes the really crazy part. There's no one in charge. Each bird just keeps an eye on about 7 neighbors and plays the intense game "Don't Hit Steve." Pests are the main reason. It's hard for a hawk to pick out one bird from a group that is moving around. Also, when a lot of birds stay together at night, it's warmer. This is something that comes naturally. Bird babies don't go to school for murmurations. The physics is crazy. The group acts like particles reacting to forces moving like a liquid. Most of the time, these shows happen at dusk. And even though it's pretty, there's a catch. Do not park under their favorite tree. It still feels like magic to watch a murmuration. Thousands of animals moving together to make art in the sky. 5. Sensors for animal quakes. There are birds flying away, dogs barking like crazy, and cats freaking out minutes or even days before an earthquake. A lot of people say that chickens stop laying eggs or catfish thrash around furiously right before something big happens. It looks like animals might be able to pick up early warnings of an earthquake. No part of this is really a mystery. The P waves that earthquakes send out are faster and not as strong. People can't usually feel them, but a lot of animals can, just a few seconds before the bigger S waves show up. So a dog that acts strange right before it shakes is probably feeling that P wave. Some people think it's more controversial when animals act strange hours or days before an earthquake. Reports say that in China in 1975, officials predicted an earthquake based on small shaking and strange animal behavior. A lot of people slept outside, and no one was hurt when a big earthquake hit Haicheng. But this success hasn't happened again and again. Later there was another huge earthquake in China, but this time there were no clear animal signs. Many people died. Scientists are looking into these actions, but there isn't strong proof. Pets can feel the first earthquakes, but the idea of a long-range earthquake's sixth sense is still not clear. They might be able to pick up on small changes in the groundwater electrical fields or foreshocks. It's possible that your pet will be the first to notice an earthquake. Don't count on them for a week-ahead prediction, though. 4. Why is Whales Beach important? Suddenly dozens of whales swim right up to a beach, leaving their home in the ocean to get stuck on sand. It is one of the saddest secrets of nature. When they aren't in water, their own weight starts to crush their organs. They are losing water and getting too hot because they can't control their body temperature. This is even worse because people often get stuck together. There is a lot of family love between whales and dolphins. If one leader gets lost and goes for shore, the rest of the pod might follow. Their devotion turned out to be their end. The real question is, why do they do this? It can be natural reasons sometimes. Getting sick or hurt, reading shallow water wrong, or getting stuck by the tides. But more and more people are to blame. Military radar is a very likely cause. Whales can get lost in its strong sound waves, which cause them to surface too fast and run into dangerously shallow water. Huge cargo ships make noise in the water, which makes it hard for whales to find their way. Pollution makes their immune systems weaker, and fishing gear gets caught on them, leaving hurt animals to strand. Trying to save people is very difficult. Every group stranding is a tricky puzzle. It could be a sick leader, a confused shoreline, or loud sonar. We don't always know why the ocean's giants are marching toward their deaths. 3. Rituals for having an elephant buried. Elephants are making up new ways to deal with death. India is where scientists found a certain way that elephants hide their dead babies. Taking the calf to a certain place and burying it with its legs facing up every time. On YouTube, you can see elephants gently patting the bodies of family members who have died, trying to wake them up, or just standing by them for hours. Mother elephants have been seen carrying their dead babies around for days or even weeks. One video showed a baby elephant stuck in the mud with its mother who was dying. Anthropologists are careful to say that elephants feel grief because it could mean that elephants are human. But an elephant carrying its dead baby for 2 weeks seems like more than that. No one is sure why they bury the legs up. It could be for elephant heaven or to throw off future explorers. It's clear that elephants pay a lot of attention to their dead, and their replies are much more complicated than just recognizing them. Number 2. Turtle GPS. Brains. A sea turtle hatchling is born on a beach. It crawls to the water, swims for 20 years, and then decides to go back to that small stretch of sand, even though it has no plan or GPS. This is something that sea turtles do all the time. When turtle eggs hatch, the young turtles go to the brightest spot on the horizon, which is usually the ocean reflecting the moonlight. When they get in the water, they swim into the waves and go out to sea. Their superpower comes into play when they're out at sea and there are no markers nearby. They can pick up on the magnetic field of Earth. It's like having a map built in, but better. There are small changes in the strength and angle of Earth's magnetic field, which gives each spot its own unique magnetic signature. Sea turtles can tell their latitude and longitude by noticing these changes. They are figuring out exactly where they are. It's crazy how accurate it is. They travel a long way until they reach a certain beach, sometimes the same one where they were born. They think electricity takes them to the general area. The question is how they get the beach just right. Some people think they can smell their home beach because the currents carry its chemical identity, but mostly they use Earth's magnetic grid to find their way. It's even stranger that we still don't fully understand how true they are. It seems like their GPS technology is very old. 1. Heroes who save animals. Imagine seeing someone get hurt. Most people would ask for help and then move on. But humpback whales are 40-ton guard dogs. Over 100 times humpback whales have stepped in to stop orcas from attacking other animals, according to scientists. Now things get weird. Most of the time, humpbacks attack without knowing what they're going after. When they hear orcas hunting, they swim miles to stop them. The animal could be a sunfish, a seal, or a baby humpback whale. 89% of the time, orcas weren't fighting other humpbacks. They were attacking animals of a different species. They fought anyway, though. A huge whale protecting a seal with fins that look like baseball bats. Reports say that humpbacks lift seals onto their bellies and carry them away from orcas. Like a bouncer the size of a bus, saving a different kind of animal. Why would a humpback whale put itself in danger to help an animal that is not connected to it? Behaviors that help your own genes are rewarded by evolution. It does not make sense to save a competitor's food. Some people think it's a plan of shoot first, ask questions later. Because orcas do kill baby humpback whales sometimes. That doesn't explain why they fight over a seal so much, though. This could also be learned behavior from bad experiences with orcas in the past. Scientists don't like this idea, though. Maybe these whales are just nice. You have to wonder if a 40-ton marine animal could feel sorry for a scared seal. We really don't know. One of nature's biggest secrets is still these ocean guardians. A humpback whale might be running into danger to save a stranger somewhere in the water. That's all for today. I'll make more films like this in the future. Sign up to see them.